Hey guys, so we're back again for another reading, and this one is all about your rest of 2023. So we're going to be seeing what's going on for the rest of the year for you guys, whether it has to do with your career, your love life, your money situation, your friend group, your family, whatever comes up, we're going to get into all of it. And today we have a beautiful selection of desserts for you guys to choose from. So of course, you know the drill. As soon as you make up your mind, you can just scroll down to the timestamps in the comments and the description and jump right into your pile. If it's your first time watching one of my pick a card readings, welcome. And basically I do pick a cards, but often with fake food instead of cards. But you're going to make up your mind by seeing which of the desserts is energetically calling you in, getting your energy and your attention to it. And then as soon as you've made up your mind, you can go ahead and scroll down to the timestamps in the comments and the description and jump right into your pile. I also want to mention, if for some reason you are watching this way in the future, like 2026 or something like that, you could use it as a timeless reading and just see what to expect in the upcoming rest of the next 6 months of your life or so. So anyway, with that being said, let me show you guys the numbers on each of the piles. So we're going to start off at pile 1, then we have pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. And I also want to mention to you guys that I do have my Patreon up with a ton of additional readings. So if you like how I read tarot, you like how I pull up the cards, that's where you can go to see more of my readings. I just posted a reading all about what timeline you're jumping into. So it's a really exciting one, but as soon as you sign up, you get access to all my additional readings. So over 50 additional readings about love, career, spirituality, future life, past lives, family, friends, so many different topics to choose from. So definitely go ahead and check that out if you like how I read tarot. And the link for that is underneath the timestamps in the comments in the description for my Patreon. Also, if you guys would like to get a private one-on-one reading with me, you can also get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com, and you can sign up for a half hour or a full hour long session with me, have me pull tarot for you, channel mediumship or intuitively for you. You can do just an energy check-in, which I highly recommend. Is just like a good self-care practice to see a psychic every once in a while. At least that's what I do. But there's lots of different options. I think I mentioned I can read your astrology, but whatever you want, it's really your time with me to use my divinatory gifts for whatever you'd like to ask about within reason. So if you want a reading with me, head to my website, briarrosetarot.com, and you can sign up for a session with me. And the link for that is in my description. So if you guys need more time to decide, you can totally feel free to rewind, pause, and take as much time as you need. But we're going to go ahead and jump into pile 1. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. So if you guys picked this yellow cake, this is going to be your reading. You can see all the layers of cream in between the yellow cake, and then at the top there's also this beautiful piped on frosting, this little strawberry and mint sprig, and actually this is very interactive. You can see it comes out, all the little pieces come out. So this is actually an eraser. People have seen this on my Patreon for a long time now, but now you guys get it too. I just am obsessed with these. Anyways, guys, let's get into your cards. So you guys got the Ace of Pentacles, the Empress, Six of Wands, Five of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. So some of you guys in pile 1 are going to be getting a big financial opportunity coming into you. It may be a new job, a new source of income, a new side hustle that might bring in some money. But with the Ace of Pentacles coming in, there's going to be a shift and some newness in your financial situation, a new tangible material opportunity in this physical world we live in. So a lot of times it's going to have to do directly with your money. It also could have to do with something like your living situation or even where you work. Again, you might be switching jobs, but it might really have to do with your job or your living situation. And a lot of you guys, if this has been something you have been stressing about, I think it's really cool that the Five of Pentacles came out reversed underneath the Ace of Pentacles. I didn't even notice that until I was arranging the cards. But I do feel like for a lot of you guys, this is going to be the end to financial worry. This is going to be a better financial situation and some ease or some being better able to handle things. So if you have been up late at night worrying, stressing about this, it is going to change for the better, and you're going to have an opportunity to be earning more money. And with the Empress coming in, the Empress is usually depicted in repose. She's usually resting, she's chilling, she's literally lying down on the Rider-Waite deck. And so for a lot of you guys, this is going to be an easier way to make money, where you're not having to work as hard, or you're not having to stress as much, or it just might be more money. Again, with Pentacles, usually it does require some amount of hard work. That's just how Pentacles roll. That's just their earth energy, and that's why they rule over wealth and abundance. But at the same time, with the Empress coming in, I don't feel like you're going to be like breaking your back. I feel like for a lot of you guys too, you don't mind working a little bit harder as long as things feel easier to you financially, as long as you're not like up late stressing, nervous, freaked out, like stressed through the roof. You would be happy to, have to work a little bit more if it means that you can chill in your mind and you're not going to have as much stress running through your mind all the time. So I do feel like your financial situation is going to be getting a lot better, and you're going to have an opportunity. I'm seeing a light literally at the end of the tunnel. So if this has been going on for a while, or if you guys have been just ruminating over this, stressing out over it, thinking about it all the time, do not worry. It is going to be coming to an end by the end of the year, and you're going to see what kind of opportunity will help you a lot in this situation. So with the Empress coming in and the Six of Wands as well, there could be a little bit more lighthearted, fun energy coming in for the rest of the year. There might be more social opportunities, more opportunities for you to hang out with others, enjoy, relax. You might be more aligned with finding new friends, or hanging out with your friends, or just having fun, having a laugh. There's also a luxury energy attached to the Empress card. So you guys could be going out and hang out in luxurious settings, or with kind of like higher end type of people, I guess. People who might like to go to like the bougier restaurant in town, not necessarily getting like the $5 special at Applebee's. You know what I mean? So you might be around people who are also a Venus energy with that, because the Empress, she's in this deck holding a giant Venus symbol. This card is ruled by Venus. So some of you guys might be around someone who has like a Taurus energy, who is a little bit bougie, which is what we love about Taurus. And with the Six of Wands, some of you guys might be getting a lot more attention because of that. People might be noticing you on your social media a lot more, or there is an opportunity for you to post more on your social media and have all eyes on you. With the Six of Wands, people are seeing how well you're doing and taking note of the cool experiences you're having. So maybe you're willing to post like your vacations on Instagram, or maybe you're like, you know what, I feel like making a TikTok dance account or something like that. But it's kind of like all eyes are on you for the rest of this year. So definitely take that opportunity and use it for whatever ends and purposes you want to use it for. I feel like a lot of you guys are looking really good, and honestly, there's this energy that I get of you guys of like having come through the storm. Like, I'm hearing that line from Madonna, Like a Virgin, I think, which is funny because I don't really listen to that song, but and it's like, we made it through the wilderness. I think we made it through, and I feel like that's you guys. Like, it's like we did this. We got through it. It was really tough, but now things, I feel, are going to be a lot easier for you and going to be less stressful. It feels like some of you guys have been maybe doing a lot of shadow work. We were in eclipse season for most of 2023 so far, and now that's just ended. And so the energy, I think, is becoming a little bit lighter. It is going to resume again towards the end of the year, but honestly, I feel like there's kind of a smoother sailing energy happening for you guys. Maybe you had some heavy eclipses aspecting a major natal planet or something like that, or happening in a major house for you. I just feel like this energy is kind of a little bit lighter. So I feel like in a way, you've learned those hard lessons. You might have made some real changes to your physical life, like to your financial situation. Maybe you like doubled down and started being like, oh, I need to clean up my credit score, or I need to pay off this debt, or I need to get another job, or whatever. And if you have made those changes, just know that that's for the positive, and you're going to have such forward momentum. And if you haven't made those changes yet, or maybe that hasn't come up, just know that things are going to get easier, and stay open and attuned to whatever Spirit brings to your mind if you have been stressing about your finances. So let me get into some of these cards. I haven't seen these. The Further Gate, Bold Step Forward, Heart Home, Compassion, Dust Devil, Moving Out of Stagnation, and Straddling Worlds, Wandering Between Realms. So with the Heart Home, I honestly feel like pile one, y'all are having like a glow up year in general. I feel like you guys have been making some really hard choices and hard lessons. So you probably haven't felt like this is a glow up year. You've probably been like, glow up what? Excuse me? This is like worst year ever, really harsh year. Like it's been so difficult. But just know that Spirit sees all the hard work you guys have been putting in, pile one, and they know, and they are, applauding you for the way you have leaned into these lessons and for the way you have continued to push yourself and done the right thing, and you have really like buckled down kind of and like focused and started, I think, making again hard choices that you needed to make, and I think are really going to make you a lot better off. And I do feel like those choices you've made are going to make a lot of options more open to you. So there's more opportunity for love, there's more opportunity for financial growth, but definitely relationships are something I'm seeing open up for you guys, because it's almost like now that some of this stress is taken off of you financially, or that things are more figured out with that, with your career, with your money situation, you have more room in your life to date, and you have more room in your life to pay attention to bringing in someone else. I feel like you guys are more focused on relationships in the latter half of this year. So if you guys have been isolating yourselves, or just not really been around people as much, or not had as much room or time in your life for socializing, I do feel like that's going to change. They are saying that it's up to you. So you have to make the conscious choice, of course, to seek these things out. You can't just expect to like become besties with your Amazon driver, right? Like, or your DoorDash delivery person. You're gonna have to probably call a friend and ask them to, meet up or whatever. But at the same time, I do feel like you guys are having way more opportunities to socialize, to meet people. And again, I feel like you guys are really attractive. You look really good right now. There's an overall physical glow up. And for some of you guys, you might change your wardrobe as well and buy things that make you feel more confident. And if you haven't done that, Spirit is saying to make time for you to go to like the store and do a little shopping spree. Again, I know if you're in an intense Five of Pentacles energy, maybe you don't have the money right now, but if you have some money, and some of you guys might have moved out of that energy, or you might just be overly stressing, focusing on the negative, being pessimistic about your money situation when it's really not that bad. And I would never tell anyone to make any risky financial choices. But if you can swing it, it might be a really good idea for you guys in pile one to go out to the store and purchase some items that just make you feel super confident, that make you feel sexy, that make you look good. And Spirit is also saying to showcase your body, because some of y'all kind of hide away when the reality is you look so good, you look amazing, you're very attractive and sexy and cute, and so you should be showing it off. And I feel like Spirit wants you to do that with that Six of Wands happening for the rest of the year. Spirit does not want you guys hiding away. Spirit really wants you guys pushing yourselves for the rest of the year, because I feel like you've done so much work. It's kind of like this is your vacation time. This is your time to shine and relax and just kind of take a load off to a certain extent. Like we don't have to be pushing ourselves and getting so down on ourselves and being so negative. Let's lighten things up a little and enjoy life a little bit. So yeah, for some of you guys, you might have been hiding away from the world. We got some cards about stagnation over here. And then we also have Further Gate, Bold Step Forward. So I really feel like Spirit is wanting you to push yourself a little bit, to put yourself out there, to not be afraid. Let's go. You only live once, so why not take full advantage of it? Okay, I'm going to pull more tarot. I'm just feeling called to do that. So what do you have for me, Spirit? What else? Oh my gosh. Oh, the Magician and the Hermit. Clarify Hermit, clarify Hermit. Spirit, clarify the Hermit. Oh my God, 3 major arcana. Wow. I just need a minute to process Because I just feel like this is so powerful. The Magician, the Hermit, and the Fool, I can't even. We got the first two cards in the whole zodiac. Like, this is such a powerful, fresh start for you guys this year. I really feel it. I honestly just have that vibe coming through so strongly of like, I made it through the wilderness. I'm done. Like I did it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I done the hard part and that's over now. And not to say that it's completely over, but it's kind of like I'm getting the image of when you're in school and you have like a major project that happens in like towards the end of the semester, like maybe you have to write like a 20-page paper or you have to give a presentation in front of the whole class and it's like 80% of your grade or something and you're stressing the whole semester being like, oh my god, like that project's coming, oh my god, I have to do it. And then you finally do it and you do a great job and you knock it out of the park and there's just this sense of relief. And it's not to say that school is completely over, right? You still have the rest of the semester. You probably still have some pop quizzes. You probably still have to do some papers and some essays and some tests and whatever. But the major boulder is over. You know, the major mountain has been climbed and crossed and that's done. Or like maybe in, like the olden days, there were certain things when like they were crossing the US and like the settlers were going to like the West Coast. There was like the Cumberland Pass, which I think was really difficult, or certain mountain ranges like the Cascades or whatever the range, the Sierras out in California where like the Donner Party died. Those ones that were like the major part. And as soon as you did that, yeah, there was still difficulty and it wasn't like you were there and everything was done and you were like in a perfectly air conditioned awesome mansion. There was still some hardship, but it was so much easier because you were like, okay, we did the hard part. And I feel like that's your vibe and that's your energy. It's like okay, we got that down. Now things can loosen up a little bit. So I do feel like Spirit wants you to know that you are so powerful. You are so in control and kind of like you can have whatever life you want. And so I feel like for some of you guys, you have been in an energy of being very doubled down, having to focus, keeping your head down, keeping your nose to the grindstone, having to work really hard, having to make some really tough choices and decisions. And I do feel like things are lightening up as we come into the rest of the year. So it's not going to be quite as difficult. It's not going to be quite as strenuous and stressful and as not fun as it has been. It's going to become a little bit easier. And I feel like you're finally realizing how powerful you are. And there's this confidence that is coming in that I feel like Spirit really wants you to embrace. And I think that's why I'm getting that message of like, go to the store and buy some sexy outfits and show some skin if you feel like it. I mean, of course you don't have to if you don't want to, but I feel like it's like you guys are in more confidence now than ever because you've been through so much hardship, because you have been hit so hard that now if you could get through the past little while that you can get through anything. So I feel like a lot of you guys, it's like, I got this. I feel more confident and I'm not going to doubt myself or second guess myself or question myself anymore. I'm really going to take advantage of this moment because there's a lot of romantic opportunity around you, pile one. A lot of you guys have the options to date whoever you want. Some of you guys have been in hermit mode for a really long time and you haven't been taking those opportunities, but those opportunities have existed. So Spirit is saying, when are you going to fully embrace them? When are you going to fully kind of take the brakes off? I'm seeing the image of like a parent taking off the training wheels off the bike. I remember when that happened to me as a kid, or my parents did that and I got off the training wheels and like you're scared, but you're also so excited. You're excited to show what you learned and you can go a lot faster without the training wheels. And so it's scary on one hand, but it's also exhilarating. And I feel like that's the moment you're in. It's like, we got the training wheels off. We're a little unsteady. We're still figuring out the balance, but we are excited for this new trajectory and excited for this new journey. And we might make some mistakes along the way, but that's okay. You can fall off your bike and then pick yourself back up and dust off the dirt and you're good. So don't be afraid of this new era for you. I feel like you're somewhat daunted because honestly, the vibe I'm getting around pile one is like you're more in control than you ever have been. And some of these changes or these new things happening in your life, they feel a little bit overwhelming. It feels like fun, happy changes, but also kind of scary. Like some of you guys are like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can handle it. Like this is just a lot. And trust and believe you can and will handle it. Let's go into this deck next. Okay, so we got attachment, walking away reversed, indecision, rest and rejuvenation. Okay, so let me move that over there. So there might be some things you don't really fully want to walk away from, pile one. There might be some things you have felt called to end in your life that you have. I'm getting the message that for some of you guys, you've walked away from actually quite a lot already. If you guys haven't and you're feeling very attached to something, then just know that you're going to probably have to walk away from it. But I actually feel like for a lot of you guys, there's been an energy around you where maybe you did walk away from certain things. And now it's kind of like a sad energy of like, oh, I can't believe I let go of that, or I can't believe I've lost that. And I can't believe that I don't have that in my life anymore. Maybe you have been going through old memories of old relationships, old people in your life. Just know that for all the tears you've shed, Spirit is going to replace those with smiles. For all the relationships that have fallen off, Spirit is going to replace those with new people. And I feel like it's like you've done the work, you've done what Spirit wanted you to, which is the important part. You've gotten rid of stagnant relationships. You've gotten rid of situations that weren't working for you. You guys in pile one, I feel like you have really chosen to be very brave, and you've chosen to take this path. And maybe you don't fully know now where it's going to lead, but I feel like Spirit wants you to know that you are going to be rewarded for the fact that you have done all this, for the fact that you have been bold. It's going to get easier for you, and you're going to replace some of those old things that you've gotten rid of with the most amazing new relationships, with the most amazing new situations, people, places, things. Don't worry about that, because I feel like that's something some of you guys have been thinking about, is like, wow, I got rid of a lot this year. I've been through so much. And what do I have in my future? And why did I get rid of it? And what's going to come in next? And wow, I've been so stupid. Why did I let this person go? Or why did I, whatever. And just know it is going to work out for you. I really feel like that, Spirit, or not, you guys aren't Spirit, but anyway, I really feel like that Spirit is going to replace things for you, and Spirit is going to make them so much better. And I feel like you're luckily in that phase now where you've already done the letting go of, and now it's just the like re-bringing it in. Like, I always watch Hoarding Buried Alive, and I love when they show the ending, when they've cleaned out the whole house and everything looks pristine and brand new, and then maybe they get to like redecorate it or decide, because they cleared out all the old trash, and that's the first step, but you guys have already done that. Let's get into this deck as well. I haven't seen these cards. We got answers, willpower, clarity, and psychic abilities. And I think that's really what it is you guys have learned to trust your inner self. You've learned to trust your intuition, and you really learn to listen to yourself and to be willing to do the work. And I think because of that, that's why all these rewards are coming in. So I do feel like financially things are going to get better for you. I do feel like you're going to get another opportunity, and it might be an opportunity that does require some hard work. It might be an opportunity that does require pushing yourself. But just know that even if you're not in the reward stage yet, that you're going to get there. And kind of like how, different situations require different things, just like how in the desert, those animals and plants that live there, they learn to conserve their energy. They learn to adapt. You can adapt to anything. You can learn to live in the desert and survive on like a little droplet of water a day. And I'm not saying that's what's happening to you, but I am saying I feel like you guys have really learned so many spiritual lessons. And I feel like things have been difficult for you, and your guides are so proud of the way you guys have taken on these lessons and leaned into them and not been afraid, not let yourself get intimidated by them. And I do feel like for the rest of the year, you're going to start seeing things turn into something more tangible. You might find that you meet someone that really could be a long-term partner, or you sign up for a job interview with a job that could last you for like 30 years. I feel like these are really long-term changes you're making that are going to benefit you so much and give you a lot more stability in your life so that you kind of know what's going on more, you know what to expect more. If things have been really up in the air for you and you felt like things were kind of unpredictable, or you felt like things were stagnant, or you didn't really like where things were headed in your life, I do feel like in the latter half of the year, you're gonna start seeing the fruits of this. You're gonna start seeing why all this stuff had to happen, and you're going to start feeling a lot more comfortable and confident in wherever you're at. So if it's like you want more friends, you're going to start finding those friends. If you want more financial stability, you're going to start seeing that. But there is this energy that you have been in for a while of kind of being tested, the hardship, the difficulty. Like I said, it's like how, they traveled in covered wagons all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast, and it was grueling. I mean, it was hard, hard work. But the reward was being at the end, getting to start this brand new life in a like very free area, you know what I mean, with less rules than like the East Coast. And so there is this energy where you're creating this new life for yourself, this kind of brand new fresh slate. And I do feel like for the rest of 2023, things are kind of, like I said, I keep seeing the image of things falling into place. I feel like it's funny. I just feel like you guys things have been very nebulous for you. Things have been very like unpredictable. I don't know what's going on. Very like hard to even expect, or hard to see like, why is this happening? Like you haven't seen the rewards of your labor yet. It's kind of like you put the brownies in the oven a long time ago, but you still haven't had the timer ding. You still can't really smell anything, and you still really don't know what's going to happen and whether you're going to actually get to taste those brownies. Trust and believe for the rest of the year, you guys are going to have those brownies. You're going to actually get to taste them. You're actually going to get to, eat them and enjoy the fruits of your labor, and things are going to start happening that I think you're going to be super, super, super happy about. So yeah, I think that is what I have for you. Pile number one. I think your rest of 2023 is going to be absolutely amazing. I know it's kind of scary sometimes when you're going through a season of a lot of change, but not to worry. I'm really excited to see what is happening for you guys next, because you're in such a powerful era for yourself and you are making these changes, and you should feel so freaking proud of yourself. You guys, I feel like, are on this precipice of doing something absolutely amazing. And like I said, your guides, your angels, your ancestors are so, so proud of you. So anyways, I think that's what I have for you guys. Let me know how it resonated in the comments. I really love hearing from you guys, love hearing your thoughts, opinions, reflections. So let me know what you think. Also, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, give this reading a like if it did resonate with you, and make sure to subscribe and turn those notifications on. Hit the little bell so you can find out as soon as I post next. I'm sending you guys so much love and light, and I'll be back very soon in another reading. Oh, I also want to mention that I do have my Patreon up with a ton of additional readings. You can sign up over there and get access to over 50 additional readings about love, spirituality, career, relocation, family, friends, future life, past lives, so many different topics to choose from. I just posted one all about what timeline you're jumping into. So go ahead and check that out if you like how I read tarot. The link is underneath the timestamps in the comments in the description for my Patreon, and I would love to see you there. Also, if you want to get a private reading with me, head to my website, briarrosetarot.com, and get a reading with me about whatever you want. So with all that being said, thank you guys again for watching. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you very soon in another reading. Take care, guys. Bye. Hey, pile two, welcome to your reading. So if you guys picked this strawberry cake, this is going to be your reading. You can see there's layers of pink, probably strawberry cake, separated by some strawberry icing, and then there's a little graham cracker crust at the bottom and some vanilla frosting piped on in decorations on the top. There's also 2 strawberries and a little mint sprig, and actually all these little pieces come out and could be removed if you want to. They all come apart, so it's super interactive. I love these erasers. I use them all the time on my Patreon, but now you guys are getting to see them as well. Anyways, guys, let's get into your cards. You guys got the King of Cups reversed, the Moon, the Sun, the Hierophant, and the 10 of Cups. So I do feel like there's an energy for a lot of you guys with kind of like keeping your head down. for the rest of 2023. And by that, I mean continuing to do what you're doing, possibly continuing at your current workplace. If you have been thinking of like, oh, I just want to leave this job, or I'm just getting really frustrated, there might be a need for some stoicism and for just continuing to like move ahead and plow forward and keep your eyes on the prize, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like some of you guys might be going through like an annoying period right now or a difficult period. And it's kind of like, make sure you're managing your emotions and you're not letting them run away with you, because with the King of Cups reversed, it can say that, you know, just don't let yourself get into like a way overly emotional place. I mean, I know I'm a Cancer moon and a Pisces sun. I love all the emotions, but there are times when we got to just buckle down and do what we got to do, and the emotions can kind of wait until another day. You know what I mean? And emotions can also be deceiving, just like water can literally block and you can't really see what's going on underneath water. Sometimes our emotions can cloud us from what's really happening. We can get really upset about a situation that's actually benefiting us, or we can get really happy about a situation that's completely not benefiting us in any way and not good for us. So I think for some of you guys, there is this energy of just keeping your mind on the prize, continuing to do what you're doing. And there is some hard work energy is what I'm getting. So kind of like, I'm going to continue going into work. I'm going to continue clocking in. I'm going to continue moving forward. And possibly some of you guys are getting irritated because you're feeling confined by like the structures around you. Like you might be at a workplace or a, I don't know, school, or a very traditional type of area that you have to like work and live in, where you're feeling constricted. You're feeling like you can't shave your head into a mohawk if you wanted to, or dye your hair blue, or you can't really do things as freely as you want. And I feel like there's a message that that's okay for right now. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, and you're not going to be in this situation forever, and just kind of keep your eyes on the prize, because it is going to pay off in the end. We have this ending in the Sun and the Ten of Cups. So there is a lot of spiritual and happy fulfillment, emotional fulfillment coming in, but it might be through a process where at times you feel a little constricted, and at times you feel like, oh, I have to listen to this, I have to do that. But it's funny, you know, I think I've been seeing a lot of like nostalgia accounts on my TikTok page, and I love them because I love like design styles from the 1980s and 1990s. And so that's my fave. So I guess that's probably why it keeps coming up for me. But I was thinking about how, you know, the suburbs can feel really constricting at times, and they can feel like, oh, I have to listen to these rules and I can't do this and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, they're a beautiful place to grow up in, right? And you'd probably rather grow up there than other places that maybe are more interesting or more open or whatever. But at the same time, there's a safety and like a comfort to kind of like a very traditional suburban kind of constrictive environment. Even though at times you might be like, oh, this is so boring, it still makes you feel safe. And in that sense, I think, you know, not to go off on a total philosophical tangent, but in the situation you're in right now, it's important to sometimes see the wheat for the see the forest for the trees. You know what I mean? And so not just focusing on like, yeah, this really stinks that I have to be at this job because like I'm not even allowed to, you know, do XYZ, when like you're getting a great paycheck and it's paying you really well and it's aligning you for a new career, and you can switch careers when you want. So you know, you'll have this on your resume, and it's really helpful. So keeping your head in the game and not allowing yourself to get focusing on the negative, focusing on the positive, is I feel like this message for you going into the rest of 2023. It does feel like your career is moving ahead steadily to me, and it does feel like a lot of you guys are making a lot of forward momentum. Even if it doesn't feel like that, or you feel like people aren't appreciating you, trust me, they are. We do have the Sun card coming in, so people are noticing what a great job you're doing with your performance. People are noticing that you guys are doing things really well, and people have their eyes on you in a positive way. Even some of you guys might be attracting a little bit of haters, is what I'm also hearing in my head. But again, I feel like you need to just be very careful with your thoughts. So not letting your thoughts start thinking and focusing on the haters, but just focusing on, I got this, I'm doing so good, I'm moving things ahead, things are going great, things are going awesome, and not really letting yourself veer off track, because I feel like you're building something this year that's going to pay off more in 2024, or whenever you're watching this, maybe in a few months from now. It's going to sneak up on you. It's going to happen sooner than you think, or you might be like, oh my God, wow, it's already 2024. But rest assured, I feel like you guys are going to be really happy with how all of this pays off. And with the Moon card coming in, speaking of how emotions can obscure us, the Moon card, which is ruled by Pisces, is literally symbol that we can sometimes not be seeing things as clearly as we can. The moon card has a lot of meanings to it, but sometimes it can come out to say, you know, we might, that's why Luna is the root of lunatic, you know, or lunacy. So sometimes, and they literally observe, you know, crime spikes when it comes to the full moon, kind of crazy mental health issues that people have around the full moon, because the moon really has that effect on us. And sometimes someone's in that temporary state and then they're really mad about something and they do something crazy, they commit a crime or whatever, and then the next day they ask them about it and they're like, oh my God, why did I do that? Or, oh, I can't believe I did something so reckless. So again, this might be a message for you of just kind of like, when whatever you're going through right now, keep your head in the game. Don't allow yourself to let your emotions run roughshod over you and kind of take the wheel. You're the one in control. You're on a really good path. You're on a really good trajectory, and just stay mindful of that you don't need to have everything be perfect in your life right now. Sometimes we go through periods of building, periods of growth, and maybe it's not like the carnival fun happy season, but it's actually going to lead us to that season. So let's get into some more cards. Overflow. Wow. Okay, so see, we got some positivity coming in. And then we got the crossing, initiation, and deep quiet, meditation, and stillness. So with overflow, overwhelm, and plenty coming in, there is a really positive energy around your finances that might be paying off for you guys. Serious. Oh, I don't know if you can hear it, by the way, but there's a lot of thunder, which I love for readings. But anyway, if it creates a lot of like reverb in the mic, hopefully it won't be too distracting. But overflow, overwhelm, and plenty, there is going to be a financial payoff to this situation, whatever it may be, or whatever you're dealing with right now that may feel like it's like daunting to you. Just know that there is a payoff. If this is a feeling that has been irking at you of like, I'm just not in the right place, I'm not doing the right thing, then that's a different situation and something you should address and something you should start taking steps towards. But whenever we're going after something, there's going to be periods of work. There's going to be periods where we're doing something we don't really feel like doing. There's going to be periods of time when we're like, oh, this is just not how I want to spend my day. I don't really like this, whatever. And that's okay. It's not the end of the world. And so I feel like for the rest of 2023, there is this kind of hardworking energy and a feeling around you that you're kind of putting your head right. And by that, I mean, you guys are learning to really control your thoughts. You're learning to really be smart and mindful about where you allow your emotional energy to flow. Because it's almost like we can allow ourselves to spiral out, go into a victim mentality, right? Start thinking like, this is the end of the world. This is so unfair. I can't believe it. This is great. Like, and it's so funny how our mind can just play tricks on us, run away with us. And sometimes when we're going through a hard time, when we're going through a difficulty, that's happening for our benefit. It's actually supposed to be happening for us as a positive. So I'm not saying you guys are going to have a hard rest of 2023. To me, it feels like you guys are moving ahead steadily, and it's just a matter of sometimes you get frustrated or you get down in the dumps. And when that does happen, you're going to have to be really careful this year about letting your eyes stay on the prize and not letting yourself really spiral out into a bad emotion. And I also feel like Spirit has a message where they want you to remember how powerful your thoughts and your mind is. You guys are more powerful than you realize, and your thoughts are more powerful than you realize. So your thoughts are creating your reality. So making sure that for the rest of 2023, you guys are really being careful about not letting yourself go to the worst case scenario and start thinking that it's all negative and this is the worst, and your boss is kind of like short with you in the morning when they walk in, and you start thinking they hate me, they're always so rude to me, and I just, you know what, no one appreciates me, and I just, this is always going to happen at my work. You know what I mean? We can all do that. We can all have that. Like, it's a human tendency, I think, to go to the worst case scenario, to assume that people don't like us, to assume like, oh, I made a fool of myself or whatever it is. And it's so important to talk back and be like, no, I'm sure he likes me. No, we're cool. It's fine. Not to say overriding your intuition, but if you have a goal in mind, if you have something you're working on, if you have something you're trying to get done, not letting anyone kind of stop it by bringing negativity around you. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of one of the things your guides really, really want you to know. And with the crossing initiation card, you know, this can be a very pivotal time. A lot of times when I look back at like pivotal times in my life, a lot of times it was the times when I was doing things that it didn't feel super exciting. Like it wasn't like, wow, this is a worldwide contest and I'm like center stage and there's like this movie moment. It's just like one step after the other, putting one foot in front of the other and slowly going through it. But I do feel like this is a very powerful growth year for you guys. And for the rest of 2023, you're making really amazing inroads in whatever this is. You're glowing up in your career, you're moving things ahead, and it is very positive. Let's get into some of these cards. So we got Deceit reversed, Healer of the Ages, Blossoming Abundance, Yin Yang, and Journey. So yeah, this is a journey for you guys. And look, more blossoming abundance. There is a serious wealth energy around you guys and around whatever you're doing. And I just almost feel like the main challenge for you is keeping your head in the game, keeping your eyes on the prize and not allowing yourself to get thrown off track by your mindset. And if you can do that, I do feel like you guys are building something really great financially. There is going to be more financial abundance next year, even like a promotion or something. And it could, for some of you guys, happen towards the end of the year. But I do feel like this is like builder energy. And I just got a message also from Spirit that with that King of Cups reverse, emotions aren't a bad thing, but maybe you can learn to funnel them into this, like, I'm going to do this kind of vibe. Like the only emotional energy in the zodiac isn't just water, it's also fire. And fire signs and water signs both know this really well, is that sometimes the best way to manifest is literally by allowing yourself to get so upset about something, so mad about something, so hurt that you reach a point where you're like, screw it, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? And you're just going full force. So if you're going to use your emotions in a way, I would say use it in that way. Be positive about it. Be like, okay, I'm taking action then. The only thing I don't want to see for you guys is just sitting around at home moping or allowing yourself to really spiral out with something. But I do feel like a lot of you guys are making very positive inroads, and I do feel like people are noticing it this year. People are taking note of you, and you're on people's minds. People can see that you are moving ahead for the rest of this year, and you're doing a lot of really powerful things. So don't mistake. I just think there's a really powerful message where sometimes we think that we're not really, like, sometimes I notice this in private readings. When someone wants a reading, they want to hear like, well, you're going to win the lottery next week and you're going to meet the love of your life in 3 days. And, they want all these big events to happen all at once. And a lot of times wealth building or finding the love of your life, it doesn't necessarily happen when you're, just in like some one powerful moment. Sometimes it does, but a lot of times it happens with the slow, gradual process, the slowly building the business up, the slowly checking your emails every morning at 7 a.m. or waking up early or, calling clients or whatever the case may be. And finding love might happen not on that exact date, but a part of the process is going on a few blind dates that maybe don't go well and you're like, oh, I'm so bored, this is the worst date ever. And like, that's part of it, you know what I mean? That's part of the growth process. And we might feel dejected after that date and be like, oh my God, this is not going so well. I'm wasting my time. Like, geez, I've gone on 3 blind dates and all of them have been horrible, but it's those 3 blind dates that lead us to the 4th one that's going to be amazing, where we meet the love of our life. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're in that energy right now where you're having to push forward, you're having to move ahead, you're having to continue on this path. And some of you guys might be getting frustrated, being like, when is it moving forward? Not realizing that it really is. A lot of times it's like you only notice it at a milestone, but the day in, day out kind of drudgery of it is actually what moves something ahead and actually gets it going. So yeah, I feel like you guys just need to know this message, because I do feel like for the rest of 2023, I'm not getting anything super crazy happening with your career, but I feel like 2024 is going to be a bigger career year for you guys. And this is kind of like the setting it up. It's kind of like the preparation year. And I feel like your guides just really want you to stay mindful and conscious as you continue on this trajectory this year, because you're really making great inroads. You're doing a great job, and maybe just a little patience is required, to be honest. Let's get into some of these cards. Beauty, Spirit Guide, new beginnings and career. So like, yeah, like I said, there's a heavy career focus on this energy, on this reading, on this pile too. I feel like that's something that maybe is at the forefront of your mind. Some of you guys might be very focused on career and building things, and it's almost like you don't have as much room for the other things in your life. If you are wanting to meet people, I feel, or wanting to meet and be in a relationship, I do feel like there's a lot of opportunity for that this year, especially for meeting multiple people, being social in general, going out in general. And for some of you guys, I mean, we did get the King of Cups reversed, so there could be a water sign man or a man with lot of water in his chart who might come into your life and be someone you're very romantically attracted to, attached to. But I also feel like, again, there's this energy that this year is kind of like a building year for you. And a lot of the things you're bringing in this rest of the year are kind of like, it's okay if it's not the whole big shebang. It's okay if everything doesn't happen all at once. It's okay if this year is like setting things up. 6 months from now, that's not that long. That's not that far off. So I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of like setting things up right now. It's almost like the pause before the storm, which is so funny because there's literally a storm coming in. And I don't know if you guys can hear, but there keeps being thunder. And so I keep being like, okay, so the rain's going to fall any moment. And it just hasn't happened yet. So yeah, this is kind of the perfect metaphor for you guys. It's like the calm before the storm. You know that rain is going to come pouring down in a good way. I love rain, so I'm always happy when it rains. But you know the rain is going to come down, but maybe it's not there yet. It's not happening now, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen in the future. And I just feel like think of the rest of 2023 as kind of like your building era, kind of like when you're setting up the foundation for a house or putting up all the like posts and arranging everything. That's not going to be the finished product, but it is the most important part of setting it up in a good way. And you guys might be looking really good this year. Some of you guys, I feel like, are going to be doing some beauty rituals. You might be doing a lot of things like face masks or improving your hair or just getting your body in a place where you really like it. Again, I feel like it's like this is like a setup year, you know? And I do feel like there's also this energy of you guys going out with friends a lot, going out and socializing. And again, I think there's a message not to take things too serious. So if you get an offer to go on a date, go. Have fun, enjoy. Don't think of it as it has to be the be all end all. There's an opportunity for you to really build up your social network this year and really get to know a lot of new people, really talk to people, really introduce yourself to some new names. And I think you should use that this year because, again, a lot of things might come into play next year. And think of this as a very important part of the trajectory of you guys setting everything up how it should look. Oh, and I just saw lightning. Let's get some tarot cards to end this reading on. Spirit, what tarot? Oh, Page of Pentacles. So again, career focused and I think forward momentum. You know, the page is all about moving forward. 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands reverse. Oh my gosh, so much thunder. I don't know if you guys can hear it. 8 of Wands reverse, 7 of Wands. So again, continuing to move forward. People are also competitive with you this year. People are definitely noticing you, taking note of you. They see what you guys are doing and they see this trajectory that you're on. And I feel like a lot of you guys are getting frustrated with it. That maybe is why we got this King of Cups reverse that's just telling you, listen, don't let these people get to you. Don't let this get under your skin. If you have the difficult boss, if you have the catty coworkers or competitors around you, don't even let it get into your head. Block it out because it's so not important to the path and the trajectory you're on, the things you guys are accomplishing, that's going to come into beautiful fruition, I feel, especially in a few months. So this is like a non-factor for you. This is not something you should let get under your skin. Keep yourself in a positive and happy place. And you know what I always say, if they hate, then let them hate and watch the money pile up. You know what I mean? It's not even about the money. It's about everything. It's about the goodness in life. But I just love that phrase because it's like, yeah, like it's not going to affect you. Let it just bounce off off you and learning to keep yourself in a good, positive mindset, despite the little vultures and the goblin people who are like nasty and rude and just unpleasant, is such an important life skill to have, because unfortunately there's always going to be goblin people around and we have to keep our eyes on the prize. So I know things don't feel like, there is some frustration about why aren't things moving ahead faster? Why aren't things happening on this timeline that I wanted for the rest of 2023? Trust and believe it's moving forward at the timeline it should be moving forward at. It's moving forward at the timeline that's going to benefit you the most. So don't even let it get to you. Don't even let it be in your head. Look how long this thunder has been going on and no rain. I'm telling you. And I really do feel like that's a metaphor where, you usually like thunders once and then the rain starts, right? And this has been going on for a while, like almost the whole reading. And sometimes those stages take longer than we think. Sometimes we think, oh, this pre-stage, the pre-thunder stage or whatever, it's gonna last like 1 minute, and then it ends up lasting 25 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour. And of course, that's a metaphor for life. Sometimes we think something's going to take us 2 months and it ends up taking a year or 6 months or whatever. But if it's being delayed, know that Spirit is delaying it for a reason. And it's not just a random, like, oops, sorry, I forgot. That's not how Spirit works. If it's being delayed in your life, it's being delayed on purpose so that the outcome and the output is ultimately perfect. So if you guys are frustrated this year and you're like, oh, I need this to move ahead, I need blah, 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 like, let's go. Why is this taking so long? It is happening for a reason. It's happening for you. And it's going to pay off in such a way that y'all are going to be so happy you waited, and you are going to see this come through with the full abundance and the full things you guys wanted to manifest beyond your wildest dreams. And I do feel like a lot of that is going to be happening next year, especially. And this year is just all about like, do you have the patience? Can you pass the test? Can you keep going even when the chips are down? Can you keep yourself moving ahead? Can you keep your head in the game? It's kind of like that's what separates like the best athletes, right? Is that they some athletes, it's not uncommon for them to play a bad round, or for them to be doing really bad in the first 15 minutes, or for their team not to be scoring at all. And what separates a good athlete, an okay athlete, from like a great athlete, an amazing champion athlete, is that they keep going and they keep pushing, and they don't just think, oh, well, I'm losing, whatever, I just want to go home. They keep pushing themselves to keep going and to like push through that lethargy or whatever they're going through in the moment, the fatigue or just not feeling it that day. They keep themselves pushing, they keep trying, they keep shooting on the net until they get a score. And that's really what makes you achieve anything in life. And it's almost like right now y'all are being tested to see, like, are you going to give up? Is this going to be the end of the road for pile 2? Because I don't know, pile 2 is getting a little tired. So keep it moving, pile 2. You guys are heading in a great direction, and I really feel like that's the energy for the rest of 2023 for you, is just kind of pushing yourself for some greatness, because it really is gonna be, I think, again, especially an amazing 2024 if you can follow through with the rest of 2023. So anyways, I think that's what I have for you guys. I really hope it resonated, pile 2. Let me know if it did in the comments. I'm really curious about this pile, to be honest. I want to know what this is that y'all are feeling kind of burnt out on. I'm curious. So please let me know to satisfy my nosiness. What is this that you guys have been feeling a little just at the end of your rope about, because I want to know. So drop it in the comments. Also make sure to hit the thumbs up button, give this reading a like if it did resonate with you, and make sure to subscribe, turn those notifications on, hit the bell so you can find out as soon as I post next. And if you guys want to see more of my tarot, you can head on over to my Patreon, where I post all my additional readings. I just posted one all about what timeline you're jumping into, but as soon as you sign up, you get access to all my additional readings. So over 50 readings about love, spirituality, career, relocation, so many different topics, family, friends, past lives, future lives. I mean, over 50 topics. So if you want to join us, then head over there. The link for that is in my description and underneath the timestamps in the comments. So I hope to see you over there at Patreon. And if you guys want to get a private one-on-one reading with me, you can also get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com. You can sign up for a half hour or a full hour long session with me. You can have me pull tarot for you, read your astrology, channel for you, mediumship, or intuitively. You can get a love reading, a career reading, you can get a year ahead reading, an energy check-in, which I just think is a good idea in general to get. I always get them with other psychics just to see what's going on in my life. But anyway, if you guys want one of those, head to my website, briarrosetarot.com, and get a reading with me. And yeah, I would love to do a reading for you. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'm sending you lots of love and light. I'll see you very soon in another reading. Take care, guys, and I'll see you then. Bye. Hey, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So if you guys picked this ice cream, this is going to be your reading. To me, this looks like vanilla soft serve. It looks nice and soft and gooey, just like the real thing. And it actually says sweet corn on the cone. Not sure why, but maybe that's the brand or something. And there's lots of detail on the waffle cone itself. And it actually comes out of the cone. So super realistic, and this is actually an eraser, which is incredible. I'm obsessed with these erasers. I use them on my Patreon all the time, but now you guys get to see them too. So anyways, guys, let's get into your card. So you guys got the Six of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Six of Swords, and the Hierophant. So some of you guys are going to be having a lot of fun times getting together with family and friends. There is a heavy emphasis around family. If you guys in this pile have wanted to get pregnant, that could definitely also be happening for you in this upcoming year of 2023. While for some of you, it just might be getting to spend a little bit more time socializing, going out, spending time, especially with your loved ones, people you're close to. That feels like a major theme for you guys for the rest of this year. So there might be a lot of family gatherings or a family reunion or family vacations together, something like that. Some of you guys might also just be going back to your hometown or kind of thinking a lot back to childhood, even like doing things to kind of retrace your steps or bring back those memories. It could even be something like a high school reunion or meeting up with old friends that you haven't seen in a while. But there is this sense of kind of nostalgia or just going back to home or going back to a situation that maybe some of you guys thought you grew out of or something like that. And it feels like a very positive feeling. It feels like a really good, nice kind of reunion that a lot of you guys are going to be happy about. Could also even be reclaiming a hobby from your childhood or an interest. Like maybe you were obsessed with the dinosaurs growing up and then you were like, oh, that's cringe. Like I need to stop thinking about dinosaurs. And now that you're an adult, you find yourself thinking about dinosaurs and watching a lot of dinosaur documentaries, or you like to read and now you're reading all the time, or you're even writing a book or something. But there is this emphasis on kind of like retracing or going back to some childhood things and seeking out a lot of joy in your daily life. I do feel like some of you guys have been under a lot of stress lately, and there is going to be an easier energy coming in to the rest of the year, and possibly things that come in to just take your mind off that stress and to make things feel a little bit easier for you. So it's not so much of a hard energy for the rest of the year. It is a lot easier, and there might even be some financial help or something with the Six of Pentacles coming in. Some of you guys might be given a financial gift, especially from like a family member or something like that, or just given a raise or some kind of lessening of the financial burden. So there may be more money coming your way, or someone who wants to reach out and give you a gift. With the Six of Pentacles, it could also, of course, always be reversed, and it could be you giving someone a gift. So it's not a definite which side you're going to be on when we get this Six of Pentacles card. It could be you're giving gifts to someone else, you're feeling generous, you're happy to give and be generous. But I do feel like for a lot of you guys, you're going to be on the receiving end, and this rest of the year is kind of about taking it a little bit easier and kind of seeing the happier, nicer side in life, not feeling like everything has to be so serious or so heavy. And we also got the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is interestingly also a family card. So there is this heavy family emphasis around you guys, legacy emphasis. Some of you guys might be visiting grandparents for the rest of 2023, or seeing your family that you haven't seen in a while, or just spending more time with them, or thinking about your family a lot. I'm not sure. But with the Ten of Pentacles coming in financially, it feels like things are getting better, things are getting easier, things might be in just a really good place, an easy place. The Ten of Pentacles tends to be easiness. It's like we've reached a level of financial success and abundance, and we can kind of just take a load off. We don't have to be pushing ourselves so hard or working ourselves to the bone when we come to the 10 or the 9 of Pentacles. It's just a much easier energy. We also got the Six of Swords, so some of you guys might be leaving a situation behind. You might be making a move, choosing to move, or leaving behind an old workplace or an old job. But some of you guys might be definitely ready to transition, and it does feel like, to me, this is an easy transition. It doesn't feel like it's a painful, like, oh, I can't believe I have to like say goodbye to this and I'm so upset. It feels like you are more than ready for this change and this transition to happen, and you're welcoming it in with open arms. A lot of you guys are actually, maybe not thrilled. It's not like you're like, oh, I hate this situation, I just want it to end. But you're not like conflicted. You are, happy to see it go. And there is some nostalgia, but I feel like you guys know that there's better things coming in. So you're not upset about this change. So let's get into some more cards. So we got Lay of the Land, Ancestral Wisdom, Gathering Around, the Power of Community, Perfect Storm, the courage to step into life, Watchers, transpersonal, and Lost Compass, getting back to integrity. So once again, this very strong family energy around a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys are going to maybe even just get in touch with your ancestors. Maybe some of you guys might be thinking more about like your heritage. Maybe some of you guys are connecting more with like your ethnic background. Like, maybe you are Eastern Asian, but you grew up in America and you're getting in touch with, some ancestor worship that, or some, Shinto or something like that your ancestors were into. Or maybe you are from Europe and you're getting into, and maybe now you live in America, or your family lives in America, but you are getting in touch with some of the Celtic deities and the Druidic deities and, those kinds of, ancestral ties. But I feel like for some of you guys, there is this heavy emphasis on your ancestors being around you, supporting you, cheering you on, and just family in general for this pile. There's a really strong energy around your family and around your roots, your ties. And I will say, as someone who does private readings, you'd be surprised at how much ancestors are like a big part of our journey and how eager they are to come through, how much they are really with us and can influence things on the other side. Like, don't discount it, even if you're like, oh, I don't talk to my parents or like whatever. Trust and believe you still have a big tribe on the other side that's rooting for you. And so you might even try saying positive things out loud, speaking positively to your ancestors, thanking them, or getting in touch with them and doing things to pay respect to them. But I do feel like there is this very big connection to your ancestry, to your background, and to the people who came ahead of you. So yeah, you might literally be spending a lot of time with them, like I said, family reunion or something like that. And some of you guys might also be meeting up with old friends. It might be people, again, that you've known for a really long time and spending more time. I feel like, again, I just keep hearing your roots. Something about getting back in touch with your roots is really coming in strong for pile 3. But for some of you guys as well, it might just be spending time with good friends. It might be like meeting up with people you haven't seen in a long time and building that more into your daily routine. So not just like once a year we meet up and then we don't see each other again, but actually making sure that like maybe you have Tuesday is like margarita night and you guys go out drinking together, or, you guys meet up to watch a cheesy movie at the local cinema or whatever the case may be. But I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be spending more time with the people you love, and there's an emphasis on that, and getting around people that make you feel happy and make you feel loved. And you're really, I think, starting to understand the importance of kind of like heritage. There's like a very traditional vibe in this reading. We also got the Hierophant. So it's almost like some of you guys in the past, you might have made fun of some things or been like, oh, who cares? Like, I hate my hometown, I can't wait to leave. Or oh, my old friends, like they're so boring. And now you're like, oh my God, I love my old friends. Or maybe you thought your family was cringe and you wanted nothing to do with them. And it's totally fine. There's a lot of toxic families. So I'm not saying if you have a toxic family, absolutely you can separate yourself from that. But maybe you can get in touch with, like I said, ancestors from way back that you respect, even if you're not super close with your parents. Or maybe you can, even if you don't want to move back to your hometown, you can still be like paying it a visit and enjoying it and seeing it through new eyes. You know what I mean? So there is this energy of kind of like revisiting your past, getting in touch with things from the past, and really enjoying that. And I feel like it's going to bring you a lot of kind of like downloads and knowledge. And just, like I said, it's interesting how powerful our ancestors come through in readings. So, asking on them for help, thanking them for everything, treating them with respect is a big way to level up as well. So maybe you're just feeling their energy around you and you're talking to them and you're engaging with them more, and trust and believe they will love that. And a lot of cultures do ancestral worship for that reason and offer offerings to their ancestors. So maybe you guys could try something like that. But anyway, yeah, I feel like this is a big emphasis with community. If some of you guys have just been staying alone or not been going out that much, that's going to change for the rest of 2023. You guys might have more social opportunities, social events, functions that you guys are invited to, and you might be feeling a bigger sense of boldness and energy and being willing to put yourself out there. We got the courage to step into life. So if you guys have been feeling like, oh, I don't even want to go out, like, oh, I don't like how I look, maybe you might be even making changes to your physical body so that you're feeling more confident. Even if you're just changing your hair, slicking on some makeup or whatever, you might be doing things to make yourself feel more confident and to make yourself feel more eager to go out there, to put yourself out there and to enjoy life and to really engage with others and to open your emotional side up so you're not so closed off. That's another thing that I feel like your guides are emphasizing for you, is kind of like returning to your full self. And for some of you guys, I'm hearing you might be an extrovert, but like in disguise, like maybe you're like, no, I think I'm an introvert. Like I just want to be alone. But you might process like maybe you actually do feel way more energized when you're around others and when you get to be around people you love. And if that's the case, that's definitely, I think, something you guys should embrace and lean into. So we also got, and I think actually a couple of my cards fell out of this deck, but maybe that's supposed to be, or no, I don't think they did. So never mind and forget everything I just said. Okay, so these 4 cards, we got the World, Community, Man holding a heart, and happy family. And for some of you guys, I could definitely see you making a trip. And for some of you, it might be making a trip, like I said, to an ancestral homeland, or just feeling a connection to that place that might inspire you to go there. Who knows? You might go to like Ireland and then find out you have some kind of percentage of Irish blood in you or something like that. And maybe it's going to mean something to you. Or again, you feel the connection to Celtic deities or something like that. You guys might be exploring more, going new places, learning about different religions, or just embracing different sides of yourself. But for some of you guys, you might be taking a big vacation, and there is a message for you to connect with others while you're on vacation. So making sure that you take the opportunity to like talk to the locals in a local bar, put yourself out there, explore, enjoy, try the local food, and fully lean into this trip. Again, I feel like your guides and angels, ancestors really want you to be present in the moment right now for the rest of 2023. They really want to make sure that you're not just living in your head and kind of like, not being super present and not paying attention to things. They want to make sure that like if you are on a trip, you don't just stay inside the hotel room the whole time. You're actually going out there, going for walks, tasting the local food, enjoying, seeing the local sites, talking to people, that kind of a thing. So there is this energy with being more authentically yourself. And I also heard the message that some of you guys are going to learn to speak up more and be more honest with your opinions about things, being more bold and unafraid and not afraid to share, because I almost feel like some of you guys in this pile have been muting yourselves for a lot of the past few years for some reason. Like I said, it's kind of that introvert thing of you're holding yourself back to such an extent you don't even realize it, and you might be really surprised when you start speaking up that you're like, oh, I love this, I love giving my opinion, I love being an extrovert, I love being around other people. So yeah, and like again, so crazy how it keeps happening. We got community and we got happy family. Family is heavy around you guys. I don't know if maybe just your ancestors are like taking over this reading to make me talk to you guys about the importance of ancestors. I don't know. I will just say that in my private readings, it's amazing how even if someone was adopted or they never met their parents or whatever, that those parents come through so strong. That whole side of the family will always come through. And if you're adopted, you just have more than one family that will come through. So, yeah, I feel like, there is an emphasis here on you guys getting back to your roots, connecting somehow. If you're not in touch or close with your parents or your grandparents or anything like that, totally fine. But just know if someone's on the other side, most of the time they have a download of knowledge and they kind of lose the dysfunctional behavior that they have on this planet. So they're kind of like purified on the other side. And if, your grandfather had like an anger issue, he probably doesn't have it on the other side, and it's just the good parts. So that might make you feel better able to connect with that energy. And if you even want to bypass them and just talk to your way older ancestors, just know you have that whole tribe on the other side that's rooting for you, and it is very powerful. So don't be afraid to talk, ask them for help, invoke them for help, ask them to guide you. They are more than happy. They are such big advocates for us on the other side. So just a little message, because I feel like they just keep bringing it back to that in this reading with all these cards. Focus on that. But again, there's a heavy emphasis around you guys having fun, enjoying, and going out a little bit more, lightening up. There's a light energy coming in for the rest of 2023. There is an opportunity for love or for finding a very long-term partner for some of you guys. And I just heard if some of you guys are looking for a house, especially for the purpose of like expanding your family, like maybe you have one child and you only live in a 2-bedroom, and then you want another bedroom for your second child. It's on the way, but you don't know if you'll find one. You will be able to get that. Especially moves like that will definitely be happening this year for some of you guys. Or maybe you want to have a kid, but you have a tiny little studio apartment, and you guys will be able to find a 1-bedroom or whatever the case may be. But I feel like moves that, are tied to family and tied to family issues are definitely well aspected this for the rest of the year. Also, if you guys, some of you guys might be even moving back home, moving back in with parents, but just know that there is so much to be gained from our relationships with our ancestors, our family. Even if we don't talk to our parents, or we don't, like, even if that's just temporary and we don't get along with them, we could still learn and be like, oh, I didn't know that that was a dysfunctional thing. So of course, put up boundaries as needed. And I would never advocate for anyone to be around like a toxic parent. But to me, this vibe of this pile feels very positive, to be honest. And if it is negative, then of course, take those steps to get yourself out of those situations, because you shouldn't be around family that's predatory or nasty to you. I'm really talking especially about connecting with old ancestors, which I think is great. And also, if you have a great relationship with your positive, happy family members that are alive and well, then absolutely enjoy that. So yeah, hope that all makes sense. Okay, let's get into some of these cards. We got Spirit Guide, Commitment, Dreams, and Blessings, and one more, Grieving. So maybe that's another family thing. I just don't know why family keeps coming in. But there may be an opportunity for a baby. We have a little stork. I think that's a stork. Maybe it's actually not. I just thought it was always a stork, but now I'm like, oh, I don't know if that is. But again, that's what comes to my mind a lot with that card. So for some of you guys, if you're wanting a baby, I do feel like with all this family emphasis, the 6 of Cups, there might be an opportunity for a baby. For some of you guys, it could be even losing a loved one. Maybe some of you guys have had that recently, and that's why this keeps coming through. Or there might be a family member who is in ill health or something that they want you to know this message before they pass. But we can always talk to our loved ones on the other side. And yeah, if you are dealing with grieving, then just know they're still around you. Their energy is still alive and well, just not in the physical form. But yeah, I feel like you guys are very protected by your team right now. And I also feel like your team is kind of giving you a period, because we got spirit guides, we got dreams. You might be getting a lot of psychic downloads at this time, and your spirit guides, your ancestors, your whole team on the other side might be really close to you in this moment and wanting to give you a period of kind of blessings and peace and calm and happiness. this, especially if you guys have been going through it. I also feel like some of you guys in this pile are going to be called again to get back to some creative hobbies, or to get back into something that you used to love and used to bring you a lot of joy, and maybe you've moved away from it. So like something like you used to really love to read cheesy romantic novels, and now you feel the need to write something like that, and maybe you're feeling guided to pull out a pen and paper or start typing away on your laptop and come up with like this cute young adult story, and maybe there's a lot of money in that. Whenever we feel like we get a download or a message or an inspiration out of nowhere, a lot of times that is coming from our guide. So pay attention to the things you're feeling called to do out of the blue, the things that you're like, really? Why would I do that? Because there might be a big calling coming into your life for the rest of 2023. And I do feel like this is an easier energy that's going to allow you to be a little bit more creative and spend more time dipping into the things you really love, and not necessarily the things you feel obligated to do. There might also be some money given to you guys from a family member or a relative. So maybe your parents want to pay your rent, or they want to help out with your car payments, or pay for your insurance or your cell phone plan or whatever. And if that's the case, I would definitely say accept it. Take what you can and be grateful for it, of course. But definitely don't be afraid to accept gifts if your parents want to give you something, or a family member wants to give you something, wants to take care of you in some way. Trust that that is what they want, and be really ready and willing to receive it, because I think it's a really positive thing and they are happy to give this gift to you guys. I also feel like some of you guys, there is this message that even if you're not in touch with your family, your guides, angels, and ancestors are so proud of you, and they're proud of the path that you guys have been on, being independent. They can see all the things you're moving towards, and maybe some of you guys this year might also be ready to meet someone who might be someone you create and start a family with. So there is this energy of you guys kind of preparing yourself for that energy, getting yourself aligned and in line to be able to start a relationship that could be a very long-term one. And for some of you guys, it might even be getting pregnant. There is this heavy energy around that. I also feel like some of you guys are going to be moving into like a dream home. I mentioned that move earlier, but yeah, I am hearing for some of you guys, this is exactly the move you've really wanted. And it's into a place that feels really safe. It's into a place that feels like it's home to you. Like you could see yourself there for a really long time, not just like, oh, well, I've got this temporary apartment, but like, oh, this is home. This is where I should be. This feels so good. And I can see myself here for a really long time. And just that feeling of finality and safety and protection, I feel like is something a lot of you guys are going to be getting. Yeah, it feels like this rest of the year, your guides and your angels, your ancestors have got your back. They are really taking care of you, looking out for you. And I honestly feel like they just have a lot of like happy, positive surprises for you. And it's almost like everything is coming up roses. Isn't that the phrase? Everything is coming up positive and sunny side up for you. Everything is going great, and you're going to be surprised, I think, by how much easier the rest of the year can be, especially again when you lean on your team. So ask your angels for help, ask your guides for help, and definitely ask your ancestors for help, because they keep coming through loud in this reading. So don't be afraid to invoke them, call them in, ask them for help with specific situations, ask them to align things for you. If you're wanting a mate or a partner, ask them to find someone that they would approve of. They know what's best for us. Ask your angels, ask your team, ask all your people on the other side, and they will absolutely help you. So yeah, or if you're looking for like a house, ask them to find you the perfect house and lay out all the things you want. So yeah, I think that is what I have for you guys. Pile number 3. I really hope that helped you guys. And if it did, make sure to leave a comment. Let me know. I'm just very curious and nosy. So please satisfy my curiosity and tell me how this resonated for you. Also, make sure to give this reading a like, hit the thumbs up button, and also make sure to subscribe and turn those notifications on. Hit that little bell so you you can find out as soon as I post next. And if you guys want to see even more of my content, you can head on over to my Patreon where I post all my additional readings. I just posted one all about what timeline you're jumping into. So that's a really interesting one. But as soon as you sign up, you get access to all my additional readings. So over 50 additional readings about love, career, spirituality, relocation, family, friends, so many topics, past life, future lives, so many different topics to choose from. So definitely look into that. And the link for that is underneath the timestamps in the comments and the description. I would absolutely love to see you there. And if you guys want to get a private one-on-one reading with me, you can also get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com. You can sign up for a half hour or a full hour long session with me, have me pull tarot for you, read your astrology, channel, mediumship, or intuitively for you. You can do a year ahead reading, love reading, money reading, career reading. You can also do an energy check-in, which I think is just a good idea to do. I do them just to see what a psychic has to say about my energy in this moment. So if you want one of those, head to my website, briarrosetarot.com, and I'd love to do a reading for you. Link is in my description for that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I will see you very soon in another reading. Take care, guys, and I'll see you then. Bye. Hey Pile 4, welcome to your reading. So if you guys picked these pancakes, this is going to be your reading. These look so good to me. You can see on the side, it's light and fluffy looking, just like a real pancake. And at the top, it has a strawberry and some dollops of whipped cream. It looks so good. I love pancakes, so this would probably be my choice. And it actually comes apart, so you can peel all the pieces off if you want to. I've been using these erasers for a while on my Patreon, but you guys get to see them now. I'm obsessed with them. Anyways, let's get into your cards. You guys got the Strength card, the Two of Pentacles, King of Wands, Nine of Cups, and the Empress card. So a lot of you guys are going through a physical transformation towards the rest of 2023. A lot of you guys might be hitting the gym, starting a workout class, or just changing your diet in some way, whether you want to lose weight or gain weight. A lot of you guys are going to be taking this seriously and making physical changes, and it's going to be working. A lot of you guys are going to be looking a lot better, or not, I shouldn't say better, but you're going to be looking your best. You're going to be looking amazing as we go into the rest of the year. You're going to be glowed up, glowing, just looking fantastic. And for some of you guys, this might be a change in your wardrobe, or a change in how you dress or adorn yourself. Like maybe you've been wearing the same fashion for a really long time and you're like, you know what, I need to update. I need to change this. I've been wearing this style and like, I don't know, I just don't, it's not that exciting to me anymore. And I want to go out and update everything. So I'm going to go out and get a whole new set of things to wear. And you're going to really enjoy these physical changes. You're going to like how you look. It's going to give you a layer of confidence. You're going to be feeling yourself as you make these changes to your physical appearance. You might also be changing your hair, or going out to the mall and, you know, having someone professionally do your makeup and then buying all the same tools so you can recreate it at home. Or maybe you're going out and finding your signature perfume and buying a really nice perfume. But a lot of you guys are going to be leaning into the beauty side of things, feeling really good. And I feel like these physical changes are actually going to really influence you on the inside, give you more confidence, and make you feel better in your physical body. And some of you guys are going to be going out a lot more because of that. There is this heavy social energy around you guys. So you might be going out more to restaurants, bars, and just being seen by people, talking to people, meeting new people, and putting yourselves out there. And for some of you guys, you are going to be meeting a beautiful King of Wands. So you might be meeting someone who's very sexy, a lot of fun. They could be a fire sign, someone Aries, Leo, or Sag. I'm hearing this person could have tattoos, and they might be kind of like that bold, kind of flirty, like that flirty person who's not shy about it, who's not going to be like, hey, what are you drinking? Do you want me to get another one? But who's going to be like smooth and know exactly what to say and have a lot of riz and know exactly how to flirt and be super confident and know how to talk to you, and the conversation is just going to be awesome. This person might be very confident and just come off like they know what they're doing, and they might also be really good in the bedroom. So some of you guys are going to be having a little bit of a summer romance or even a fall romance, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And I do feel like there is a message for you guys in pile 4 not to be afraid to go out and to socialize and to maybe like push yourself a little bit on that. Like maybe at times you're like, oh, I just don't feel good. I don't know if I want to go out. And Spirit's like, go out anyway. I think this is one of the benefits of getting like a wardrobe update or even like going to the gym or whatever. It's not that it actually like necessarily even changes that much about you, but you're suddenly super confident and suddenly you feel really good and suddenly you walk into the club and instead of putting your head down and staring at the ground, you're like making eye contact and you look, bright-eyed and bold, and people are just very drawn to that. So I feel like you guys are having confidence grow on you throughout this year. And by the end of the year, you guys are just much more in your element. There's like this boldness around you guys where I feel like you're not as afraid anymore. Maybe some of you guys have been feeling like you've been in an introverted energy for a really long time, or you've been feeling kind of unsure of yourself. And now you're starting to really bring your confidence back and really starting to want to spend more time socializing. You might have been the kind of person where like if you went to a Pilates class or something afterwards, you'd rush to your car and like, just drive home right away and just not want to talk to anyone and avoid eye contact. And now you're that person who's going to like try to talk to the person next to you in the Pilates studio and like ask them if they want to grab a margarita afterwards. And, you're making friends, you're socializing, you're bold. Like I said, so much of this is your confidence. You're just more confident coming into the rest of 2023. And I do feel like it's going to lead to a lot of social opportunities. So if you guys are wanting to socialize more, if you're wanting to go out more, you're going to have more opportunities to do that. You're going to have more social invitations and you're going to have more people who are just taking note of you. And I feel like it's almost like, again, physically, you might not even be changing that much, but on the inside, you're changing so much. And it really does bleed over to the outside. People are noticing how good you look and just I feel like a lot of people want to hang out with you. So you might be getting a lot more social invitations and just finding your calendar a lot more booked up as we head into the rest of the year. With the Two of Pentacles, you guys also might be making a decision that has to do with Pentacle energy. So it might be about money, about your career, or about your living situation. You might be very much torn between two decisions or really weighing two options that you have. It might be like you get two job opportunities, or you might even be having to balance something like your job with another responsibility. Like maybe you have a dog that you have to like take care of and he gets really antsy starting around 5, but your boss wants you to work late every night. And so you're really torn, but there's two responsibilities or a big decision that might be coming up for you with the rest of the year. And I do feel like for some of you guys, it's deciding about a move, like a physical move in where you live, or about your workplace, something about your work. Let's get into the rest of the cards. So we also got skywriting the Fates, closing door, completion, stars in the sky, limitless possibilities, and drifter, experiencing life as it comes. So yeah, I feel like some of you guys have been really hung up on an ex, or you guys have had a hard time moving on when it comes to a past relationship. And you might find that this year you date someone else who really takes your mind off them, or there's just a sense of completion in this. There's a sense of, you know what, I'm not going to allow myself to ruminate about this person. I'm ready to move on, or I'm actually ready to put myself out there. It might not even be something you have to like commit to and be like harsh with yourself about it. But it might just be something where like suddenly you're happy to be on the apps again, you're happy to be dating, and you're happy to be going out there and flirting, and you're really enjoying yourself. I do feel the vibe for the rest of 2023 for you guys is someone laughing and just tilting their head back and just enjoying. Maybe they have like a glass of wine in front of them or something, but they're so relaxed and they're in their element. They feel really confident. They're enjoying themselves. And I do feel like that's the energy we're coming into for the rest of the year for you guys. So if you have been at home moping about a certain situation, having trouble moving on, ruminating about it, thinking about it all the time, don't worry, that is going to change. And I do feel like you guys are living more in the moment for the rest of 2023. You're really paying attention to how you feel, not so much living in your head and in your mind, thinking about the past or thinking about what you should do or replaying conversations, but you're actually out there living your life in the moment, experiencing things. And so I feel like a lot of doors start opening for you guys. Actually, there's a message from Spirit that you guys in pile 4, you don't even realize how charming you are, and you don't even realize how much people like you, how much they enjoy being around you, and how much your energy is just infectious. People love your presence. They really feel better once they've interacted with you. So some of you guys keep hiding yourselves away, and your guides, angels, and ancestors are really wanting to urge you to put yourself out there to share this beautiful energy with the world, because you will get it back tenfold. And I feel like people, like I said, they're just so drawn to your infectious, beautiful energy, your smile, your positivity. So if you've been thinking about someone from your past, just know that if they're supposed to be back in your life, they'll come back. But honestly, you might as well just be living your best life now in the moment, and whatever is supposed to be aligned with you will align. So might as well make yourself happy, enjoy, and have some fun in the meantime. And I feel like that's what you guys are doing. So like I said, there is that emphasis on you going out, socializing a little bit more, going out to the clubs, drinking, maybe even going on vacation, having fun. Of course, you don't have to drink if you don't want to, but I just do feel like there's an energy around you of enjoying yourself and taking it a little bit easier. And for some of you guys, having kind of like a hot girl summer, you know, just having fun and putting yourself out there a little bit more. And I do feel like, again, you might be surprised by how many contacts you make. We got limitless possibility. So you might be surprised by how many people like you, and how much, like, maybe you know, get into a random conversation. Like I said, with the girl next to you in your Pilates class, and then she's like, oh, I want to introduce you to this person. And then that ends up being a really good connection, because I feel like for the rest of the year, I'm just getting a heavy emphasis on friends, on networking, on socializing, and on you enjoying yourself. I feel like that's really something your guides want you to do as we come into the next part of the year. And I do feel like they really want you to be open and not closed off. So let's get into more of these cards. We also got Door to Personal Healing and Happiness, the Magician and the Mirror, Anxiety, and Door to Spirit. So maybe you guys have had anxiety for a really long time, or maybe some of you guys haven't been speaking up, I feel, on things maybe you care about or are passionate about. And for the rest of the year, there is this emphasis and this energy on you guys really voicing what you actually think and believe. So not being so afraid to say your honest opinion about different things, or not being so much of editing yourself, filtering yourself, worrying about what others have to say. But I feel like now you're just like, you know what? Let me say it. Let me fully show myself as authentically as possible. And again, it's going to be really rewarding to you when you see how much people actually respond to it and how much they really, really love that. We also got Door to Personal Healing and Happiness, and the Magician and the Mirror. And those are two energies that really talk about personal healing. So there is this emphasis on you guys doing a lot of personal self-growth. And some of that might even come through your workouts. I feel like some of you guys are going to be going out in nature to do your workouts. You might be hiking more, or even at your like fitness class. Maybe you're just in the moment, and you're, you know, that's one of the things that happens with fitness, right? Is like your brain kind of turns off, your logical, loud part of your brain turns off, and you start just being present physically in the moment in your body. And that's often when actually Spirit comes in and is able to talk to us and give us our best downloads. So a lot of you guys, this is all kind of tied together, this personal self-growth and this spiritual healing that's happening at the same time. And you guys might find you're more psychic as we go into the rest of the year. You might find you're more open to downloads, you're more open to realizations than you have been, and that your anxiety starts naturally going away. I also feel like you're coming into an energy of being more like firm in what you say. So whereas in the past, maybe if you had said something and someone would have been like, oh, well, I don't agree with that, you would have been like, oh, well, no, I didn't mean it like that. Well, no, never mind. No, I wasn't trying to. And you'd be really apologetic. And now you're like, okay, well, that's what I think. So yeah, and I stand by it. But again, with the confidence, I love the confidence building happening. And again, I feel like you're just like not holding yourself away in like a quiet room as much. I feel like for the rest of the year, it's like you're out there in the world enjoying, and you might be literally out in the world as in nature, because I do feel like I keep seeing that image. And I feel like also you guys are really enjoying, if you are doing physical routines of some kind, if you're working on your fitness or whatever, you're really enjoying that feeling and sensation of like going for a run or doing yoga or whatever. Like it's really helping you just have an overall holistic experience of living more in your body and appreciating and enjoying that side of life. And you might also really get into cooking for the rest of the year. Some of you guys are going to be working on cooking healthy recipes, or even baking more, or just having fun playing around in the kitchen and kind of working on that side of yourself, trying out new recipes, maybe looking them up or watching like old episodes of Martha Stewart or something. But I do feel like you guys are really enjoying nourishing yourself and leaning into that kind of side of kind of like sixth house things. So like Virgo and health stuff, and how can I feel better? How can I make things that really nourish myself? That kind of vibe. Let's get into some tarot cards. I want to do a live shuffle. What else is happening for pile 4 for the rest of the year, Spirit? So we got the King of Swords. Wow. So that's 2 king cards. So you definitely might be dating around pile 4. You guys might have some multiple suitors going on. You might be a little bit of a player this summer. You might be dating the King of Swords and then the King of Wands. So could be you dating a fire sign and then dating an air sign. So the air signs would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And they're very smart, very intelligent. They have a million different interests. Sometimes they can be a little dispassionate or emotionally they're not super an emotional sign. They're kind of a little emotionally removed, but they're very smart, great to talk to. They have a million interests and a lot of knowledge about random things. They can be really charming with their words. So again, I feel like your guides are like, why not date around? If you have been thinking about like, oh, well, I just have this one person, my soulmate, my twin flame, maybe this is an urge from spirit for you to be open to everything, to be open to everyone, to be open to whatever. So if someone invites you on a date and you're kind of like, well, I don't know if I should go. Like, I don't know if I see this guy being like the person I marry, and I just go on the date. Go and enjoy and have fun. And like I said, live in the moment. I feel like that's really what your guides are wanting from you, because I feel like you've actually been doing a lot of heavy duty spiritual lifting, spiritual work. And I do feel like something your guides are saying is a little imbalanced is like not living in this moment more. And they want you to do that. They want you to really live in your body. They want you to enjoy life. And so like if it's about ordering, like I said, I love these pancakes. If it's about you're at the thing is, I really love pancakes, and they have like no nutritional value, so I usually don't eat them. Although I'll eat like protein pancakes and healthier pancakes. But sometimes you just got to get those real pancakes, right? That like, it's just pure white flour and it's just syrup, and there's probably not any nutritional benefit. But sometimes you just got to get the pancakes for the pure sake of living in the moment and having that experience and making yourself happy. And this is your summer of ordering the pancakes. You know what I mean? I hope you guys will get that vibe of what I'm talking about. And it is a transformation of who you are. We did get the Death card. So this is kind of leaving your old self behind. And then we got the Four of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like one thing you need to know is maybe if you guys have been kind of a laser-eyed focus on achieving certain things in your career or with certain goals you have, and maybe you're afraid of kind of taking your foot off the gas pedal a little bit, and you're afraid of like, yeah, but if I go out to that party, then I'll be tired and hungover at work. But I do feel like there is a message that you will benefit from going out, from socializing, from fulfilling that other side of yourself. Just like I said, maybe once in a while ordering those pancakes will immensely help your cortisol levels and make you just feel super happy and give you a burst of joy. So even if you're on a real health kick, why not order them every once in a while? If it's going to truly make your life happy, it'll actually probably benefit you more than if you force yourself to eat something that's kind of like a health food, because you'll scratch that itch and you'll satisfy that craving, and then you won't care as much. So by the same token, if you're like, oh, I gotta work so hard. I have all these career goals. Just make sure you're not neglecting your emotional side. You're taking the time out to do the things you really love, even if it's just hobbies. But for a lot of you guys, it's going to be going out there, socializing, being around other people, making room in your life for that. And if even for something like instead of making coffee at home, walking to your local coffee shop and chatting with the barista and just being around other people's energy, I feel like, again, this is the vibe for the rest of 2023. It's socializing, it's being around others, and it's kind of giving yourself that permission to pamper yourself, look after yourself, and take care of yourself on a really deep level. Let's get into some of these cards. So we got beauty, justice, career, and manifestation. So with the beauty card, again, a lot of physical transformation and making some changes to your physical appearance. And again, you guys are going to be looking amazing by the end of 2023. You guys are going to be looking so good on a physical level. I feel like a lot of people are going to be noticing that you're glowing, that you guys might change your hair or, I don't know, do your makeup or just smell really good. But people are going to be noticing how beautiful a lot of you guys look. And also, you guys are going to be working on your career. Don't worry about your manifestations, because I'm hearing from Spirit, there's more than one way to skin a cat. So I almost feel like if you guys have been thinking the only way for you to do well in your career is to push yourself really hard, this rest of 2023 is going to teach you and remind you that manifestations happen when we put our energy strongly on an intention, and when we align our energy with positivity, with happiness, with joy, with expecting the best, with knowing that whatever it is coming in imminently and that it's going to happen. And so we can sit back and relax as we wait for that manifestation to actually roll in. And if it's a matter of staying inside your house, like counting all the numbers, just desperately wishing and waiting for it to come in, it's kind of like a watched pot never boils, you know, that's the phrase. But if we kind of step back and we're like, you know what? That's going to happen for me. I know it's going to happen. And in fact, in the meantime, I'm going to go out and celebrate and enjoy and live my best life and have fun and go order some pad thai and just enjoy my life. Then that's when that manifestation will start rolling in. So not to worry. I feel like you guys are going to be continuing building whatever it is you've been working on, but this is your time in the meantime to just enjoy, let go a little bit and have fun. And your guides want to give you full permission to do that and to really like take a load off. I feel like this summer for you is about allowing yourself to be more playful, allowing yourself to be more experimental, to have fun, to maybe step outside your comfort zone a little bit and to push yourself. And again, there might be hidden abundance in that. You might be surprised that you're able to make some really valuable connections, or that you're able to network with people from your job and really end up, you know, the happy hour you go on, even though you didn't think it was super productive, you end up like schmoozing with your boss and you guys are laughing all night and then she wants to move you up. You never know how these things might happen, but I do feel like there is this vibe for you guys for the rest of 2023 of making sure you actually get out there, socialize, and enjoy. And I do feel like your guides are going to provide you with a lot of opportunities and a lot of instances to do that. And they definitely want you to say yes and to make sure you're letting yourself and giving yourself permission to do that. So anyways, I think that is what I have for you guys. Pile 4, I really hope it resonated. If it did, let me know in the comments. I always love hearing from you, love hearing your thoughts, your observations, your opinions. So definitely let me know what you think. Also, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, give this reading a like if it did resonate with you, and make sure to subscribe and turn those notifications on. Hit the little bell so you can find out as soon as I post next. And if you guys want to see more of my content, then head to my Patreon where I post all my additional readings. I just posted one all about what timeline you're jumping into. And as soon as you sign up, you get access to over 50 additional readings about love, spirituality, past lives, future life, career, relocation, family, friends, so many topics to choose from, over 50. So if you want to watch, head to my Patreon, and the link for that is underneath the timestamps in the comments and the description, and I hope to see you there. And if you guys want to get a private one-on-one reading with me, you can also get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com, and you can sign up for a half hour or a full hour-long session with me. You can have me pull tarot for you, read your astrology, channel for you, mediumship, or intuitively. You can do a year ahead reading, a career reading, reading, a love reading. You can do an energy check-in, which I just highly recommend. I think it's like just any kind of, just energy checkout to see what's going on in your life. I always get them with my psychics. So if you want to get one of those, head to my website, briarrosetarot.com, and I'd love to do a reading for you. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I am sending you so much love and light, and I'll be back very soon for another reading. So take care, guys, and I'll see you then. Bye.